it's Matty coming at you with another Planet Coaster Park Spotlight. Thank you for joining me, welcome to the video, and welcome to Green Acres, created by the amazing Schmacky D. Now, this is the second park that I've spotlighted on the channel by Schmacky D, the first of which was Thompson Park, which me and Tommy CM spotlighted a couple of weeks ago. So there'll be a link down below just for that. But I'm extremely excited to have a very special guest with me today. Now, there are some that say he is to Planet Coaster Twitch as to what Hawkeye is to the Avengers. I have the amazing Cockwaddle. How are you doing, Cockers?
Ah, lovely to be in. How you doing, Matty?
I'm doing very well, thank you ever so much. It's a pleasure to have you here as well. Obviously, Cockwaddle is big within the Planet Coaster community on Twitch, so I'll make sure to leave all of his links down below. There'll also be a link up in that top right corner. Now, if you go and look at it and click on it and go and give him a subscribe and a follow and whatnot. But Cockers, today we have this incredible PlayStation 4 park. Now, is this your first experience with a console park?
It's not. I have a couple of friends who play on console, and I try to keep up to date with what they're doing. But I'm just always impressed to see stuff on console because I mean, I find as much as I love playing co, I find it a fidgety game enough as it is on PC. So for anyone who's just doing it with 2 analog sticks, I commend you.
I mean, I'll be honest, the controls on the console are so intuitive, because that was a big concern, obviously, when it came over to the consoles, was how is it going to control? And it is so intuitive. But what blew me away about this park, Cockers, is it pretty much takes up the entire map. Now, a PlayStation 4 obviously cannot build as much as a PlayStation 5 can. So to see a mega park like this on a PS4, I just thought it was amazing, and I really got Moomin Little Socks vibes as well. A very British park, just with all this outside area as well.
I'm really glad to hear you say that's exactly what I thought, and it almost seems like a sort of mega extended version of that, because I always loved the way that Moomin would do these sort of outside roads and lanes and stuff leading to the park, but this has got, you know, train lines and hills and valleys. You can't really tell where the park begins and ends, you know?
No, not at all, and I love the fact that the park is almost set almost in a gully as well, kind of thing, like going through this valley. But I just thought what we'd do, so for anyone who may be unaware, because I've got Cockwaddle with me who doesn't own a console, this is pre-recorded video, so unlike most of my normal spotlights, this is all pre-recorded, so if what we're saying doesn't match up to what is on screen at the moment, I'm so sorry. But we've got this garage just to our left. Now, that is actually my garage that I created, so thank you ever so much, Schmacky, for using that as well.
It looks great. You did really good. That's a very lifelike Texaco.
Yeah, with extortionate prices as well to match. So it had to be realistic. It had to be like kind of almost £2 a litre just to keep it realistic. But I love this. I love this train line that is put here. It just goes across the back of the park.
Very, very nice. It looks like a sort of high-speed Virgin line or something. Yeah, really impressive.
It makes me think of the Eurotunnel.
Yes. Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
And if it was coloured that way, I would actually think it was the Eurotunnel. But just the thought process to have put that, this is completely on the outside of the park, miles away from the park. I did have to have a quick look of how he'd done it, and he just literally ended the track there. So, unfortunately, anybody that is on this train does come to a sticky end just as they reach the end, but oh well.
R.I.P.
And your disbelief. Pretend that it's the tunnel, it'll be fine.
Exactly, yeah. God, as you pan around here, I'm just still getting that feeling. It's just like, how has he got the space for all of this? It's so impressive. I mean, I'm so often confronted with this sort of economy of space in this game, but this just makes it feel endless. It's amazing.
It's just so expansive. Feels very British countryside as well. I feel like Alden Towers is set in Staffordshire. It's set in Staffordshire. It's not set there. It's based in Staffordshire. And this kind of like makes me feel of Alden Towers with like kind of all the Alton around and Oakham and all the Staffordshire moorlands and everything.
Absolutely. Yeah, the hills, the verticality, it all reminds me of Alton Towers a lot. Yeah.
But the only thing I am going to say, Schmacky, now obviously I've already seen the entirety of the park, and the only thing that I am going to say is I wasn't 100% sold on the car park, I'm sorry, just because of the green paint. For me, it didn't quite work. I think I would have rather seen planters there instead, but other than that, absolutely amazing. And just this sight line here, Cockers, just as we walk down here, and we've got this coaster just to our right, and got obviously all the don't dive fencing, thinking of the safety in the wall there, just looks amazing.
Yeah, it really gives you a good sort of taste of the park to come, doesn't it? It's very enticing having that huge Woody on the skyline. Really, really impressive.
Yeah, totally. And Schmacky D, so in his last park, Cockers, Schmacky D really excelled at his paint tool. That was one thing that really stood out to me, was his clever use of paint tool and space that had been given to him as well, especially with the limitations of a last gen console. And again, it's just the same in this park as well as we go through. I don't know why there's an upside down car, or
We won't ask questions.
Spaceship.
Ha! Okay, it's got a wide range of visitors, this park.
It does.
Okay,
They
fair
come
play.
from all over the galaxy to come to this park. It's that good. But yeah, the paint tool in this park is just absolutely sensational. As we go through, you'll see like kind of these use the leaves underneath all the bushes and everything, and it's just them little things that I think really add to a park as well. It gives it so much more vibrancy and makes it so much more realistic than that monotone green where of the
Yes.
like the default grass that comes. And I think it's a detail that a lot of people overlook as well. I think it's quite an easy thing to overlook, as we've done all the detailing, we've built everything, but they don't think to use the paint tool and go around and detail with that.
Indeed, yeah. And I mean, it's another thing to sort of remind you about Alton Towers, you know, a park that takes a lot of pride in its gardens and such, you know. You're seeing it again here. It just makes all the surrounding area pop a lot more.
100%. So we're coming down to Ghost Customs. Now, I did actually struggle a little bit to read that sign. I'm not sure if maybe the black worked. I think maybe just a little bit more colour in the sign, because it was very difficult to read. And it took me ages to figure out what it was like. I don't think I actually realised what it was called until I actually got to the ride itself and clicked on it. But I love
I did think that, so yeah.
I like how the ride comes right next to the queue as well. I always love that.
Yeah, good for the anticipation, isn't it? Yeah.
100%. But just as we're coming down here, love the station build. Absolutely
Wow, yeah.
love it.
And those two pieces of track on the right going over the path. Wow, look at that. Look at that for a shot. Amazing.
It comes right through the station as well, twice. It actually goes over and through the station twice.
Good grief. Wow, yeah, that is so well planned. God, what a good idea.
I'm kind of almost getting the Last of Us vibes or something like that.
Yeah, it does look a bit sort of post-apocalyptic garage.
100%. But anyway,
Yeah.
G-Force is really nice. Not quite green across the board, but the G-Force is really good under 5G. So first ride of the park, let's do it. Enjoy, everybody. Right, so we just got off the first ride, Ghost Customs. So Cockers, what did you think of that, mate?
I thought that was pretty exceptional for a standard Woody. I thought the layout was really interesting, because at first it looks like it's just going for a standard what do you call it, an out and back kind of layout, with all these sort of pops of airtime. But the way that it interlocked with the station, I'm not sure if I've even ever seen that before on Planet Coaster, having a ride go through not once but twice through the station, so the people waiting for their turn on the ride just have it, you know, roar through. You can imagine the noise inside that station as,
That'd
it,
be
as it goes
amazing,
through.
and like the vibrations as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Really smooth, and loved all the banking. I thought all of that worked really well and just kept it at a really nice speed. So yeah, top build that.
Tell you what, guys, we're going to have to get Cockers back again because I think he's just taken all the words out of my mouth, to be honest. I can't really add much more than that, to be honest. I completely agree with you. I think it was absolutely fantastic layout, really well planned and thought out. I thought the footprint was absolutely fantastic, and just as what you said, just the way that it comes through the station twice, just amazing. But anyway, as we hop out the exit here, watch this. There's a flat ride inside there.
Oh, wow, okay. Oh, he's fit a Zozo in there. Is that what it's called, or is that a loop-de-loop? I can't remember.
I can't remember what they're called, but how cool is that?
Wow, that's
it like pops up
very
through
efficient.
the top. I think it's ace.
Wow, yeah, wouldn't have seen that coming. I don't know why, I would have gone right past that building, I reckon.
Yeah, really nicely done, and I just love all the vibrancy of this park. I love all the greenery as well. I mean, it's called Green Acres, and how fitting is that as well for a name?
Lives up to the name, it does, yeah.
We've got all the shops just down here, so nicely set back as well. It may get a little bit hot in the summer, but we'll go with it, it's fine.
So it's certainly a heck of a selection. They've got about 12 different shops in there, so they're small for choice, but
is a creator on the console community, so as we go through the park, there is quite a few shout outs to a lot of the console community as well. Welfare is one that I've done a spotlight on for a couple of times. But we have the second ride of the park, Cloud Spin. Now, did I go straight on or did I walk past? I walked past. There you go. That's the thing with pre-filming. What did I do? It's like trying to second guess what I did and what I didn't do. I decided to not go on it and decided to carry on exploring and then come back to it. So I love how spinning coaster is kind of like just inset just to our left here. So like kind of it comes around. Like, kind of, you can walk all the way around here in one big circle, and you've got the coaster that's, like, kind of right in the centre. And, again, a really unique and original idea as well.
Yeah, I like it. Again, it's about building anticipation for guests, isn't it? They can get a full view of the ride before they get on it. And it makes a good statement. You know, you've just come into the park, and you've got two beasts, you know, right in front of you. Really, really nice.
I love this custom queue path as well. Like, again, custom queue path covering. What am I trying to say? Matty, English words, please. The queue covering is nice. There you go. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, it's smart. It's pragmatic. It's not, you know, overly budget heavy. It's nice.
I think the whole park kind of gets that vibe as well. It doesn't feel like a massively budget park. It feels like it is a park on a budget, but what they've done well, kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
Oh, we've just got this queue here, so we're coming up to the spinning coaster. You've given me a shout out on the station as well, so thank you ever so much for that. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Don't want to watch Iron Matty, he's useless. Best YouTuber you've ever seen. I love like kind of the sight lines out of the station. I wish you used the glass at the side as well.
Yeah, very smart, very smart.
But G-force is quite low, as you would expect for a ride of this type. Not green across the board, again, as you would expect. So second ride, enjoy everything. Right, so there we have Cloud Spin. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. It's all well and good making a coaster that is smooth. That's one thing. But to make a spinning coaster that's smooth, and to also get the spinning feeling realistic as well as something else. Every single spin on that ride felt genuine, it felt smooth, it wasn't giving me nauseous or anything like that, kind of like the spins. I just think it was absolutely fantastic. A great job, great little footprint. Yeah, love it. What did you think, Cockers?
Yeah, really nice. I was just generally impressed because it's such a hard coaster to get right with things. I mean, I always struggle with momentum and things like that with the spinning coasters, and I thought that managed it all of it really, really well. Nor did it feel too intense. It felt like it could be a sort of ride for your younger audience as well. Really nice.
Yeah, totally agree. But we're coming up now, and I'm so excited for you to see this. This blew my mind. So, if the part before felt like The Last of Us, and we ain't seen nothing yet, but I wanted to approach it properly, so we'll come in this way. So, GA oil. Now, if this isn't political propaganda, I don't know what is. There's some subliminal messages going on right here. Not even subliminal.
Very subliminal.
Not even subliminal.
Yeah.
This is like literally shoved right in your face.
Indeed, indeed. Oh, he definitely has played The Last of Us, hasn't he? All these boards up. God, that's so good.
Blow the fireflies.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. I just love all this covering. I love the idea behind it. I like that you've tried to put maybe some of your own beliefs into the game as well, which is something you don't normally see. People just kind of like to build the coasters, but they don't try and put messages in it or anything like that. But this is very much how do I even explain it? To be honest, this is how you feel about how we're treating the world right now. I mean, look at this.
Yeah, it does. It does feel like a cautionary tale. I'm getting sort of hits of like Mad Max, a sort of a tale of greed and rapacious corporations and stuff. Amazing.
Honestly, it just looks absolutely fantastic. And don't worry, we will have a look at this at night as well. Towards the end of the video, we will just do a quick overview of the park at night. Suffice to say, this does look amazing at night, but it just looks absolutely incredible. Just how it's all overgrown. Just absolutely fantastic. What a great idea. And then the ride is called Unobtainium.
Oh, perfect.
So
Perfect.
GA Oil presents Unobtainium. I was proud to make and supply Unobtainium. Lies, don't get infected. Just amazing. Just the entire thing. All the fencing around as well. You've got all the cables that are going above that fence as well. Let's have a look on this queue path, shall we?
Wow, that is top theming. This is quite a gear shift, isn't it? Really, from the area before, it chucks you right in the deep end all of a sudden.
Yeah, if someone said they were two different parks, you wouldn't question it.
No, not at all, not at all. But God, what a way to up the ante!
Just it's sensational. The thing is, it's not overdone. It's not thousands and thousands and thousands of pieces. It's subtle. Less is more.
Yeah, there's a certain talent in restraining yourself, I think, a bit with theming, because you've got to remember that parks don't have unlimited money. That things have to be feasible in a way. So, yeah, I like that they've stuck to sort of big shapes that really command the skyline, but not gone completely berserk with clutter and stuff.
Yeah, 100%. We just had a shout out to Corvus on the building there as well, another amazing content creator as well. But this station, oh my days, it's so good.
Wow, yeah. It looks like you're right in the heart of it, of the machine.
It really does, yeah, really does. Looks like kind of there was a big accident and like kind of decades ago, and this is almost like Chernobyl, something like that.
Definite Chernobyl vibes, yeah.
Anyway, green across the board. Once again, G-Force is really good. So next ride, let's do it. Enjoy, everybody. So, Cockers, I'm going to give you the extremely daunting task of going first. What did you think of that?
What do you even say to that? That is absolutely absurd. A PC, console, whatever. That is one of the best coasters I've ever seen, and it's a real interesting mix of simplicity and complexity, because it's complex in some ways, like those monstrous custom supports that sort of also act as theming, like collapsed oil derricks and stuff. But there's a certain simplicity to, they're not crazy inversions, nor is there crazy visuals, because it sticks to a rigid color scheme and an aesthetic. It doesn't go on a big voyage, big odyssey. You're experiencing the same thing again from different angles, but it just finds new ways to explore that space. And that was phenomenal.
I couldn't agree more. I'm just absolutely blown away by this. It's one of the best rides I've been on in a Spotlight for everything. Ideaing, theming, implementation. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I just love the industrial vibes of it, the brokenness, the post-apocalyptic feel. Everything about it worked. Like all the theming around it, even your use of foliage and rock work and everything just worked. Absolutely incredible, Schmacky. Incredible. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, hats off.
100%. Right, so anyway, let's hop out the exit. I mean, just look at this view, just even as you come out the exit.
Yeah, wow.
It's like kind of an overview of the park, but... Right, here we go. I with his camera skills. Here we go. Nailed it.
So immersive.
There you go. Right, so we come out to the exit. And where do I go now? Where do you go, Matty? Do I go left? Do I go... I can't remember. I only filmed it about 4 days ago. Right, we're going down here. Oh, there we go. I love this. This looks amazing. Once again, it feels like a different game.
It does, yeah. Transitions really nicely, really good seamless theming. It gives you a really interesting feel that you are... Sometimes it doesn't even feel like you are in a theme park. It feels like you are actually just exploring a sort of abandoned industrial area. It's amazing. Yeah,
it feels like Fallout or something.
Yeah, it's become quite Fallout. It's gone through about 3 or 4 different games now.
Yeah, it has. There's so much inspiration and idea gone into this park, and I think you've nailed it. I think every kind of theme that you've gone for is just done to perfection as well, and just all the detailing on top here as well. People aren't even going to see this generally. Your average person who's going to download this park and have a quick look around, they're not even going to notice a lot of this detailing, but you've still taken the time to do it. And again, just to stress the point, last gen console, just incredible. And it took me a while to work out what this was, just on the right here. Can you work out what that is?
No, you have to tell me, I think.
It's War of the Worlds, the tripods.
Oh, it's a tripod, yeah!
Tripod from War of the Worlds.
Oh, that's so cute in a way.
How cool is that?
Oh, lovely. The retro theming there.
We've got another shout out there to Jan BK, the creator of the French park. And I don't know if you know or not, Cockers, but I am obsessed with water features. I love them. I will take a good water feature over a good coaster any day. Look at the water feature. It's so beautiful. I love it.
Beautiful. You just need some radioactive ducks sort of swimming around in there, don't you?
Well, like bright green ducks that are glowing.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I just love, like, even with this water feature as well, you've got like kind of the coaster always in the background as well, like kind of very imposing and dominating that kind of sight line and everything. And as tranquil and as peaceful as that water feature is, you turn around and then you've just got the great big water feature. The great big coaster that's like kind of imposing right over the top of you, and it's just so well done. And the sight lines in this park is something that really kind of like jumped out at me as well. He's really nailed them sight lines. But I'm just kind of coming back to make sure I hadn't missed anything, to be honest.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, and I mean this in the absolute best way possible. This is clearly made by and for coaster nerds. You know what I mean? There's a certain reverence for all the coasters. You know, everywhere you go gives a really good sight line of an element or an inversion or some big hill or something. And yeah, it just draws you back towards them. Really, really lovely.
And one thing as well that really jumps out at me, and again, this is something that I do kind of like address in a lot of the spotlights I've done before as well, is the importance of elevation as well. Rather than just having a flat park, what Schmacky really excels at is having these different levels within his park. Even just this ride, the flat ride here, the wheel is just elevated up, and even the queue path goes up as well. And wherever you're looking, everywhere looks on a different height, like all the way through. It's never flat at any point, and it just adds so much more dimension and realism to a park and immersion.
Yeah, it's so important, especially if you're building somewhere in Europe where, you know, in Europe we don't live on big flat plains like America. You know, our parks aren't just big flattened lumps of earth. That, you know, they have these ups and downs. And he's done such good things here. Look at this. He's made like a little Swiss village out of it. Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, Alton Towers is extremely up and down. I mean, Alton Towers is kind of like set in a valley, isn't it? So it's got a lot of elevation changes in that park.
Absolutely, yeah.
I love this. It just feels like very Eastern European, doesn't it? Like kind of Germany or something like that.
It does, yeah. And what's interesting, suddenly very cozy, you know? Another gear shift.
Once again, another gear shift. It's just beautifully done, but as quick as you think like, oh, it's quite peaceful and tranquil here, you are then once again reminded of the coaster.
Yes,
that
true.
sight line there. I'm not. This is a literal one shot. There is one of the best sight lines I've seen on console.
Yeah, for sure. The way, especially where it's over the top of those trees below, you know, so it's like you're just peeking out over the top and just seeing this absolute monstrosity looming over that's far higher than any of the trees and everything. Amazing.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. But we've got another gear shift again, just as we come down like kind of more into the actual village or small town, if you will. I love that. I like the use of the natural path as well.
Yeah, mixes it up quite nicely. Yeah, gives it that alpine kind of feel to it.
We've got another coaster just hidden back here as well.
Wow, lovely. I'll take another coaster.
Quite set back as well. This one's quite discreet compared to the other ones, which are quite predominant, quite in your face. This one's quite subtle, quite tactful.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially kind of like as it goes over the top of the tree line as well. A little bit more of a simple theme station as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Right, so we've got tree. Not green across the board. Once again, G-Force is not too bad at all. So let's go for a ride. Enjoy, everyone. So there we have Tree. I love the name. Now, Schmacky, I know that you love honesty, and I know that you always appreciate the feedback. Fortunately for me, that ride didn't quite work, I'm afraid. I love the ideaing behind it, and the layout is actually really good, but it did require quite a lot of smoothing. I would probably say from start to finish. if I'm being honest. And then I'm not quite sure about why that brake run was at the top, like where you almost stopped. Now, if we just watch it go round, as I was sat on it, it felt like kind of we were sat there for a very, very long time. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, or something maybe that you just missed before uploading. But yeah, that brake run did need addressing, and I would have also extended the brake run ever so slightly as well. Cockers, what did you think?
Yeah, I'll try and balance out with some good things that I did really like. I loved the color scheme. I love green and pink. I think it's a great combination, and I love the general theme of being above the treetops and giving it the sort of treetop tour of one of the higher points in the park. I definitely agreed about the smoothing, and I almost think that brake run was intended to just stop and give you this big sort of vista panoramic moment across the park. And I like that idea, but I think maybe it just sustained a little bit too long, and it did kind of make us think, was there something going wrong here? Like, was this intentional or not? But yeah, okay, I didn't think it was as strong as the other two, but yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I think a little bit of work. Like I say, I like the idea behind it. I just think it just needs a little bit of work. Maybe a little few more interesting elements throughout the ride as well, like kind of along with them viewpoints as well. Just something to kind of like really give it that wow factor kind of thing. Like very much like the other coasters that we've been on already. There was just, it felt a little bit maybe under-themed compared to the other ones that we've been on previously. And again, maybe that was intentional as well. Maybe it is that moment of reprieve. Not everything needs to be big and like over the top kind of thing. But yeah, anyway, as we carry on, I love that little village that we've just walked through. I think that was ace.
Yeah, really nicely consistent, has a very nice cozy feel to it. Yeah, super nice.
We've got this little picnic area here, so we've got more shout outs again. So we've got me again, thank you ever so much. I really appreciate it. We've got Michael and Jasmine, M&J Games. We've got this drop tower just here. Nicely placed.
Yep, classic.
A little play area over there. Love to see the play areas. We've got Tommy CM there as well. Of course, another amazing YouTuber. We've got Nerd Chat Show, who needs literally no introduction whatsoever. And then Albris, who I consider to be one of the best console creators out there at the moment, who did the incredible Rome Park that we did recently. And then we've also got Theme Park Worldwide there as well. Then we've got these little food trucks here.
Lovely stuff. I always love seeing stuff like this that's largely non-functional, like things like the playground, that little archery range, things like that, because they really require you to think outside the box. You know, that they're not things that the game has really thought about, because the game is interested about how you interact with the guests, you know. But I love the things like this that just, they require you to just look at the pieces and think, you know, what would I put in this, you know. I look at that, it's like a communal garden or something. Yep. It's almost like a
little picnic
like
area.
An allotment.
I actually just want to like kind of sit down and have a ham sandwich. And bang
absolutely.
Out. Look at again, the coaster in the background. Once again, it's so dominant across the entire park, isn't it? You can tell that's the main attraction of the park.
Definitely. And
it would be one of them rides as well that you would talk about with your friends as well, and famous worldwide. Have you been to this park and been on this ride?
Yeah, it's the big pull, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the big investment of the park.
Yeah, and a way for them to bump the prices up as well, because it's such a big attraction. Not that these parks are corporate machines.
No, of course not. Especially not this one.
Not at all. Maybe like that's a metaphor. Maybe the GA oil is a metaphor for the whole thing. Maybe. But anyway, so I love the station build again. I really do like his stations, you know. Very tactful. And sorry, go on.
Well, I was going to say that they're not overly complicated. He hasn't over-themed the stations. At the end of the day, they're buildings. They're blocky buildings, but they've been made to look nice and functional.
Yeah. And just hidden, just underneath here as well.
I know that name.
Yeah. Again, needs no introduction at all whatsoever. Yeah, really nice shout outs throughout the park. Let's just have a walk down this queue. I love this queue path once again. Just walking underneath the track and then right next to the station. Come up here, we've got.
I'm getting the feeling this feels almost like the coaster of the future, doesn't it? It's got this wooden architecture that sort of doubles as a sort of garden building. Do you know what I mean? It
Very
looks
green.
very modern. Yeah, indeed.
Very green, very eco kind of thing. But right, so final ride of the park. So have Rush 7.44 excitement. Nice, really good G-forces. Let's do it. Enjoy, everybody. So, Cockers, there we have the final ride of the park, Rush. What did you think of that then?
Yeah, that was really nice. It felt like quite a, I don't know what the word I was thinking was refreshing. It did feel quite refreshing. It felt like the sort of a pleasant vision of the future that he was providing, because it was all green and vibrant. There's a certain sort of modern architecture to both the station and the sort of wooden structures that you see around the sort of straight poles and stuff. I absolutely love that color scheme. The teal and hot pink is really satisfying to look at, and really smooth. I thought it was largely really well paced, but I just love the way that it goes through a lot of those bank turns. Really nice. Good momentum. Yeah, decent coaster.
Again, I fully agree. I think that was absolutely fantastic. A really nice final ride to go on as well. I also like the colouring as well. I'm not usually a big fan of the pink, but for me that actually quite worked. I think it was quite in fitting with the area that you'd gone for. It did feel very eco as well. I mean, oh, just look at that sideline again. Sideline. But yeah, absolutely fantastic final ride. But here we go. We're just coming down here towards the end. Just got a couple of minutes left of the spotlight. So, Cockwaddle, for the first time ever on the channel, give me your 3-word park review.
3-word park review. Four. I would say that was terrifying, then tranquil, and then yeah, glorious. You know, I don't know. I just feel good after that. I feel really good, despite the horrendous, horrifying scenes of that collapsed and burning and overgrown oil plant or whatever it is. I don't know. I think the park wraps itself up really nicely. It balances itself out at every turn, because you do get these gear shifts, don't you, where it suddenly becomes dark and menacing and overpowering, but it gives you space to breathe as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really impressed. He's used a lot of elements super well. I think we talked a lot about verticality and sort of height that comes into it a lot. It's largely very believable and feasible. You'd maybe think that main coaster that we raved about would be an extreme investment, but overall I didn't find it, you know, too fanciful. It felt quite real, and I like that we first off compared it to a sort of Moomin Little Socks British park type thing, because it kind of did feel like that sort of thing, but expanded and sort of taken to the extreme. Yeah, lovely work.
Yeah, perfectly summed up as well. My 3-word park review would be a massive improvement. And Thompson Park was good. Thompson Park was an amazing park. Really enjoyed touring that with Tommy CM. But this one is on a whole new level. And just here, look at, I mean, the lighting throughout the entire park, which we hadn't really touched on, lighting throughout the entire park was really good. But the way that you've got this triggered as well, it's just sensational. A lot of time and effort gone into that to get all that triggering just right as it goes around. Gives a really nice element there to that ride. But yeah, veering off, amazing park. Absolutely loved it. So there we go. So thank you ever so much, Cockers, for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the channel.
I've absolutely loved it. Thank you so much, Matty.
No problem at all. So make sure to go and follow Cockwaddle on Twitch. Like I say, his link will be down below. If you haven't already, make sure to leave a like and subscribe on the video. It does really, really help me out. I think I'm about 20 seconds too early before finishing off. So, yeah, take care, stay safe, look after yourselves. I'll see you all later. Cox, any final thoughts? We've got about 20 seconds.
Keep building. Never give up. You're amazing.
Thank you ever so much for watching, everybody. It's been a pleasure having you along, Cockers. Take care, everybody. I will see you in a couple of days for another Planet Coaster Spotlight. Take care, stay safe, look after yourselves. Bye, everybody. Say goodbye, Cockers.
Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.